Are you serious? I know. Oh, these things can choke you out. Anyway, getting ready to go to church today in Community Gospel Baptist Church, Knox, Indiana. And we got one to baptize today there. So that's going to be awesome. Right now, service is going on at Freedom Fellowship. And there's three to baptize there. And of course, we know they came to the altar last Sunday when we were there. So we had a great time. I'm sure they're going to be blessed down in Florida today. But I'll be at Knox, Indiana at Community Gospel Baptist Church. Service begins at 11 a.m. Central. 11 a.m. Central. That's 12 noon Eastern today. What? Megaquake 7.5. 7.5 earthquake rocks Peru. And I'll tell you all about, we got damage and we got some sad news about all that. So first of all, put a shout out to noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. You see, guys, it's Black Friday was disastrous. Stock market fell over 905 points. A lot of people got their 401k, the retirement funds in the stock market only. We're going into a dark time. Matter of fact, the president calls it a dark winter. And the global reset has been talked about now for the last 3 years on a consistent basis. We're not sure, but inflation has become hyperinflation in many parts of the world. Look at Turkey's currency completely collapsing. In America, our inflation rates are off the chart, the highest in 30 years. You might want to consider diversifying your retirement funds in that 401k. Put some of it in a gold IRA. That's right, in a gold-backed IRA. Go to noblegoldinvestment.com. That's www.noblegoldinvestment.com. Call Colin Plume tomorrow morning at 877-646-5347. That's 877-646-5347. Tell him Pastor Begley sent you over there, okay? Wow. Earthquakes, mega quakes, they're happening, guys. I told you, and we knew they were coming because the Bible says they are. Matter of fact, the Bible says great earthquakes will hit the earth. I mean, we go beyond mega quakes. 7.5 is a powerful quake. And if it weren't so deep, it would have been a disaster of biblical proportion. But fortunately, it was very, very deep. But still, we have injuries, we have damage. We're not sure how much, what all we got going here. But first of all, we know this hit about 2 hours ago, but the magnitude 7.5 mega quake rocked northern Peru, collapsing a 16th century Catholic church tower. And although nobody died or serious injuries reported in that collapse, this quake struck at a sparsely populated region, thank God. The U.S. Geological Survey reports the quake was deep, about 0.7 miles below the Earth's surface, a factor that can sometimes reduce damage to buildings and infrastructures. The epicenter was 25 miles northwest of Barranca, a coastal city of about 63,000 people, and 100 miles north of Lima. So thank God it didn't hit where these major populations are. But photos from the scene are showing us now that piles of rubble where the historic 45-foot tall tower had stood. Social media posts also showed damage elsewhere in the region. We're finding out that the quake was felt across Peru's northern border in Colombia and felt in Ecuador. Matter of fact, the mayor of the city told the news outlets that a city of 3,000 families, 60 to 70% of their homes have been damaged, and many people have suffered minor injuries. There's no reports of death as of now, and we're hoping that can hold true. They said the city will need machinery to move all the rubble from blocks, roads, and battered homes. Also, the Defense Ministry, National Defense, Civil Defense Institute in Peru didn't immediately report damage or injuries from the quake, but the quake struck hours after a magnitude 5.1 earthquake had hit the outskirts of Lima and had rattled the region. So what I'm going to do is go look at the earthquake map right now for you, because here's what's happened just in the last few minutes, another 4.9 earthquake. This one has hit way over in Timor, and that's not in Peru, so don't worry. But White City, New Mexico, just had a 2.9, and Caraville, Utah, just had a 3.1 about half hour ago. A 2.5 hit Hawaii, and about 2 hours ago, the 7.5 megaquake hit Peru. There's also been a 4.5 earthquake in Colombia, 4.0 in Chile, 4.2 in Fiji. Colorado had a 2.7, and there was also a 4.1 in Fiji, 5.1. That's what we told you earlier in Peru, which was just below this other one, about 300 miles. Might have been same fault line. It could have set that one off, and that's that fault line that Mike around the world is constantly worried about. That goes all the way up through Central America, through Mexico, right along the coast of California on up to the Cascadia subduction zone. That whole area, he keeps worrying about that. And Texas had a 3.2, Western Texas, 3.2 earthquake. And we had a 4.4 in Italy and a 4.3 in northern Alaska. There was also a 4.7 earthquake in Iran and a 4.6 in India, as well as a 4.1 earlier in Chile, and a 4.6 earthquake hit Tonga, a 4.9 hit Savard, and also a 4.8 again in Chile, 4.1 again Chile. So that's that same fault line, but it was below the big 7.5 in Peru. A 5.3 earthquake also at Papua New Guinea, 4.3 Argentina, 4.4 Chile, 4.6 Chile, 5.4 Papua New Guinea, 4.6 the Solomon Islands, 4.6 Russia, and a lot of smaller quakes, okay? But those are some of the significant ones. And so we're going to continue to watch what's going on, guys. This could be a very, very prophetic day. When you start a Sunday morning off with a mega earthquake, a lot of times other events happen before the day is over. And so I want you to stay. We've watched this for years. I mean, I've watched this for years. And I want you to stay alert, stay awake, stay focused, because we are truly living in some precarious times. Thank you. Beautiful story. You're right. We have that great DVD, Climate Chaos. That webinar was amazing, especially Gil Brazard and Steve Quayle and Mike from around the world and all these other guys, Mr. MBB333 and all the rest did such a great job in that webinar. So get that webinar, because they told you what was coming and telling you how it's coming and how this relates to the end times. Certainly you want to get your tickets for Armies of the Antichrist. You want to get your tickets now for the Armies of the Antichrist. We're preparing for that. We're just 5 days away. Is that right? What is today? Yeah, we're just 5 days away. Guys, the webinar is this coming Friday. Do you have your tickets? Do you have your tickets? Oh, so get ready. It's going to be powerful. I want you to be ready for probably, without question, the most comprehensive webinar we've ever done. The most speakers ever and the most comprehensive. Unbelievable what is about to be delivered to you next weekend, next Friday and Saturday on the coming apocalypse. We're 5 days away on that webinar, Armies of the Antichrist. Guys, this is the first day of Hanukkah. It starts tonight. So keep that in mind as well. And there's a lot going on. They just shut the borders of Israel down. Let me just make a point. The last 2 years, every feast, every major feast, Passover, Pentecost, Tabernacles, and Hanukkah. Boom, 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 boom. 2 years in a row. On just before those feasts happen, Israel has shut its borders. 4 feast, 2 years straight. Shut the borders to all foreigners. It's always at the feast time. This one is because of what is coming out of South Africa. They got one case there, but they're already shutting the borders, and it's on Hanukkah. I'm just wondering what is going on there. Okay, so we're looking at things in a big picture. Something's going on. We'll talk about it tonight. Don't forget, I'll be live tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it. 7 p.m. Eastern. I'll be live on the Coming Apocalypse right here on Sunday Night Live, here from the cornfields that are frozen cornfields of Indiana. Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you serious? Get your silver. Thank you. Get your silver now. Guys, it's that time. Heidi said all of November, all of December. Tell people to go to the website at paulbegleyprophecy.com. Make sure they get their silver. Make sure they get their tickets for the armies of the Antichrist. Are you saved? We'll be in Knox, Indiana today. Service at 12 noon. We're doing a baptism. I'm doing a baptism up there. You can get baptized today in Knox, Indiana. Or you can get baptized today at Freedom Fellowship in the Villages in Florida.